All right, happy Wednesday night, everybody. Welcome on into the Raiderland World Headquarters. Glad you are here. It is What If Wednesday. Got started by a listener commenter on the site a few months ago, talking about old history and stuff, and say, hey, what if something went different? Well, tonight, the what if history has to do with recent history in college athletics. What if NIL didn't exist? What if the transfer portal didn't exist as it does? Would you like college sports better? Would it be better? Would Texas Tech sports be better? You tell us. That's the What If Wednesday question. We're going to look at Texas Tech and Arkansas tonight. Sweet 16, the Lady Raiders in action tomorrow afternoon, as well against Florida in the WBIT quarterfinals, and then whatever else is on your mind. We want you to be a part of the show. It's real easy to do thanks to United Supermarkets and Market Street, the one official supermarket of Texas Tech and Raiderland, of course. They make it happen. Whether you're on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media, I figure you guys are all on there, right? Yeah. Whether you're on Facebook, Facebook Live, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on Facebook, or hopefully on our YouTube channel. Don't cost nothing. Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on YouTube. Subscribe, watch wherever you want to watch. It's good stuff. And as Craig says, on a Wednesday night, the talking box is on. Good job, Craig. So the early arrivals, we ask you to do just a couple of things. Share this, invite your friends in, whatever platform you're watching, wherever you are. And if you're on YouTube, for sure, give thumbs up, and Facebook and everything else. Invite people in, drive that algorithm, and make my wife feel good that I'm not a lawyer and that I'm doing this tonight. So let's go in three, in two. Good evening, West Texans. All you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, theraiderland.com. Everything we do archived there on the website. We weren't there with you this morning on the column. We had no internet, and then we had to be out of the house so early. We didn't have time to wait for the internet to come back on. So today, we're going to be back doubly tough on the broadcast and then with you in the morning for Thursday on the website. And everything we're do is going to be archived there in case you miss anything at theraiderland.com. Brought to you by The Reserve, a culinary tavern in Lubbock, Texas, 103rd and Quaker. If you love the old Nick Sports Grill and Lounge. All right, so about 4 years ago, Nick opens up The Reserve. But it's not a sports bar, but you can still watch the games there. How could that be? Well, they have TVs, great atmosphere, and they even turn the sound on. But the menu is fantastic. It's eclectic. I had to look that up, but it's eclectic. And they got a great brunch on Saturday and Sunday. But come tomorrow night, you can watch the game there at the Reserve, 103rd and Quaker. They're going to stay open late, 9 o'clock tip off. Get a great meal in you. Enjoy it. Just so much fun there with great Texas Tech fans. McAlpin Chiropractic, also one of our presenting sponsors tonight. You guys know about Kevin McAlpin, fine West Texan, great chiropractor. His motto is not, but it should be, if your back's out of whack, don't call a quack, call Kevin Mack. That's not the motto, but it should be. And then everybody coming to us tonight on the chat line, thanks to United Supermarkets and Market Street. So get in tonight, whether you're on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media, on our Facebook page, or on our YouTube channel. We want to hear from you. CJ is on our YouTube page. On live today, been watching your show after hours. Glad you're with us on live today. The give and take, the back and forth, it's just like a call-in show, but it's actually even faster. Might even be better because then, like people can't hear your voice and nobody knows what you sound like. Just me. All right. So on Wednesdays, we do alt history. We love alt history. Tonight's question: what if going back to 2016, 2017, there is no transfer portal the way you know it today, and NIL does not exist? That hasn't happened. It is status quo from 10 years ago. Would college sports be better or worse? Would Texas Tech sports be better or worse? Would you love college sports more or less? You tell me. Would Texas Tech be in the Sweet 16 right now if the transfer portal didn't exist and NIL didn't exist as we know it? What would be different? That's the what if question on the NIL, on the transfer portal. We hear predictions of doom all the time about college sports. Most recently, the NCAA tournament. Not enough upsets. Everybody hates this tournament. It's horrible. Ratings, the best they've been since 1993. That would be Michigan in the famous, oh, we don't have one? Is that bad? Do we get in trouble if I call one? Oh, yeah. So let's talk about the what if of college NIL, college transfers. How would things be different? How does it affect things? You tell me. Robert is jumping in on Twitter X, and thank you, Elon Musk. You know, they got hacked about 2 weeks ago. It really throttled down the ability to have the live broadcast show up, and people on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media, everybody should follow. I know you do. And now I think we're getting back there. The numbers are slowly ticking back up. What's your prediction for the game? I predict pain. I predict a young, up and coming coach against a lion of the game and 66 years old with a national champ. I've got Tech, and I think they cover the 5.5. I don't know that I would have laid the 7.5 on the open. That if you wanted Arkansas on the open, the 7.5 was the number. I do like the 5.5 in Texas Tech. I like Texas Tech to win. Big question, Chance McMillan working out today. If you saw Nathan Geis from the AJ, he's there in San Francisco showing you video in the open workout. This is open to all the press, all the media. Chance McMillan saying he wants to play in the media. He's out there shooting for the first time without immense pain. We'll see. It's an oblique. It's one thing to stand out there and shoot. That's totally different from rotating, playing defense, and running. I do not expect McMillan to play. I do not expect him to play and have an impact on the game. Vegas has already priced all of that in with the number 5.5. Texas Tech is favored without McMillan. Robert Christopher, live and in color. If no NIL portal, I would still be a season ticket holder. So are you a season ticket holder now? Would be the question. Tech would be worse off without NIL and the transfer portal. Tech Athletics has been one of the big winners in the new world of college sports. Chris is right. You go back to 2019, the run to the NCAA title game. Tech was one of the early adopters, I should say, in the portal, in transfers, having a higher percentage of transfer starters than anybody else in the Elite Eight and the Final Four that year. You know, it worked out. Would you be where you are today in football and basketball and anything else with it, without it? You tell me. What if NIL and the transfer portal didn't exist? How would it be different? What would be different? You tell me. CJ is jumping in on Facebook. I'm used to the NIL now, but I like college sports like it was back before. Why did you like it that way? What did you like and what do you not like now? What is it that you don't like? Alan says Tech 75-65. They cover without McMillan, topping 18 and 12. That'd be a double for those of you out there doing stats. And C4 finally shows up with 15 points. I mean, I like Tech in this game. I had Tech winning this game, but against St. John's instead of Arkansas. By the way, before the tournament started, Alan Corbin can attest. I sent in my bracket to him via picture because I wanted somebody to verify it, because I can't verify it off any other contest or otherwise that we can show on that stuff, you know, that we can't do that. Doing pretty good. Not bad. I only lost 3 to the 16. I have every Elite Eight Final Four team still available, so he can vouch for me on that. Robert, NIL has definitely benefited Texas Tech moving forward, says Raider, 1992. And then we got a bunch of things after that. We got like cactuses and stuff and flags and whatnot. Got a lot of whatnot going on after that. Knock yourself out. Everybody inviting people in, sharing. What if Wednesday? What if NIL didn't exist? What if the transfer portal didn't exist? What if it's 2015, 2016? How different is college athletics? How different is your experience? Is Texas Tech doing what they're doing right now without it? You tell me. Tech Arkansas thoughts. Baseball. Here's real quick the outcome from yesterday. A very nice win over Tarleton that you came back and won. You got down. This is what you do in the midweeks when you're a good team. You maybe struggle a little bit, and then talent wins out. You bludgeon them with the bats, and some arms kick in, and you get a win, and that's good. And for all that, your RPI went down one spot because you played freaking Tarleton. Now, in a lot of years, that wouldn't matter. A lot of years, whatever. This year, it mattered. Does matter. Now you got to go to K-State, and you got to take a series on the road to drive your RPI up. The good news is K-State, one of the best RPIs in the Big 12 right now, sitting there in the 30s, I think, maybe in the 20s. And if you can get 2 or 3 on the road up there, that would be really, really nice. That would probably move you up about 15 to 18 spots, I think, by the end of the weekend, if you get 2 or 3. We're not going to talk about sweep right now because that's just stupid, and, we're not going to do it. Joseph, Tech would still be a mediocre program. NIL and transfer portal leveled the playing field. Yes, it did. Chris jumping in. Facebook. You got Facebook, you got YouTube, we got Twitter. I know we got our Twitter X people out there. Love you. Share it, grow it, get more people in. Also, all of our YouTube people, give us thumbs up, share it on YouTube, grow it on there. We need that. We're so close to 500. When we hit 500 dedicated YouTube channel subscribers, they do magnificent things for us. We desperately need it. If you want to do one thing for us, do that for us. Do it for our clients. Do it for everybody. Credit to Kirby and the coaches for embracing NIL. Other programs didn't. They're suffering. Fact, amen. Hallelujah. Say it again. Preach it. That Texas Tech, for the most part, across the board, one program with, didn't really do it. Now they're on board. That early on, Texas Tech, certainly, hey, I know you guys hate him. Chris Beard figured out the transfer portal. The NIL was slow in coming, but the transfer portal, he figured it out and nailed it and hammered it. And that's a huge reason why you had 2019, okay? And that opened, I think, the doors at Texas Tech, maybe to some other coaches going, all right, we can do this. Now, the NIL and everything else obviously came about a little bit later. And now every coach is on board. Allen with no NIL, Villanova, and UVA still have the men's basketball coaches, and Saban is coaching at Alabama. 100% agreed. Totally. Jay Wright quits. Bennett quits. Saban quits. Why? They didn't have the advantage anymore. They didn't have the built-in advantage. If you're a Texas Tech fan and you can't see what Allen just preached to you right there, get that log out your eye. NIL was going on at most schools before it was legal until some of them got caught. Yeah, I mean, we all know that. So, yeah. No, I hadn't heard anybody talk about it. Hadn't heard anybody say anything about it. Don't worry about it. Don't care about it. Here's my thoughts on Micah Hudson. Call me when he matters. Okay? Call me when he matters. Thanks to Cody Campbell, Womble, Matador Club, a lot of other people. Yeah. They got out in front of it. They understood it. Smart businessmen understanding the opportunity in front of Texas Tech to level the playing field. 100%. Coach K, Roy Williams, still around with no NIL. Well, Roy Williams and Coach K, they were going to age out no matter what. It didn't have anything to do with NIL. They were going to go no matter what. So I wouldn't. But Jay Wright, yeah, absolutely. Bennett, Jay Wright, those guys, 100% NIL transfer. Couldn't handle it. And I get it. I understand if you don't want to be a part of it. Robert Christopher on Facebook. NIL portal has helped Tech, but ruined the sport, in my opinion. I know that you are in favor of the breakaway non-NCAA future. I am not, and that's where we differ. I miss Cinderella at the dance this year. Okay, well, why can't Cinderella be from a power conference? Why does Cinderella have to be, from a small conference? And Cinderella never really did anything past the first weekend. But I get what you're saying. I understand. I truly do. I understand what Robert is saying right there. But I don't think it's ruined the sport. Then again, I see the ratings, and the ratings are up, and people say one thing and then they watch another. Did the 12 remaining Lady Raider fans burn scooters over the Chavez decision? That's harsh. That's unrealistic. That's uncalled for. I think it was already priced in. I think most Tech fans understood that Chavez was not going to be going to Texas Tech. It was going to be a Nike school for one thing. And I don't know if we had that conversation or somebody else had that conversation. But I think she kept Tech around in the conversation out of an obligation to the hometown, and I get that. I understand that. But trust me, within the halls at Texas Tech, they understood that Chavez was going elsewhere. That's already been priced in. And anybody saying that Krista Gerlich's job was hinging on signing Aaliyah Chavez is just misinformed and doesn't understand the room. Kirby Hocutt does. Plus, they're winning right now. They might win again tomorrow. Probably a good time to give Coach Grant a raise. Saw the list of head coaches' salaries today. He'll get some. He'll get his money. He'll get his due. He got a fair deal when he came in, and he'll get bumped up, and he'll be taken care of. He knows he's at a place he can win and get paid, and I wouldn't worry about that. Anybody worried about losing a coach to money these days hasn't been paying attention to Texas Tech for several years. I'm not saying that's you, Raider 92, but no, Tech didn't lose out on anything regarding money. Chris, the only Tech fans mad, I think is what you meant at the Chavez decision, haven't been paying attention to the whole recruiting process. Yeah. I wish her well. I hope she has a great career and does awesome things at OU and wherever she ends up playing. So there. I will say once again, the greatest player in the Lady Raider basketball history, ostensibly maybe Tech basketball history, given achievement and everything else, Marcia Sharp failed to sign her out of Brownfield High School in 1988. Cheryl Swoops went to Texas, enrolled, hated it, left, went to South Plains College for 2 years, and came back to Texas Tech. But Cheryl Swoops did not sign with Tech out of high school. One of the greatest basketball players of all time. Just a little bit of history, a little bit of context, a little bit of that. Fat finger. I understand what you meant. We get it. Gary, does an NIT championship mean you're the 69th best team in the country? No, I would say it means you're about the 35th best team in the country. The way it breaks out with the automatic qualifiers and everything else. Let's say about 35, right in through there. And that's the way we used to look at it. Probably the way it works at this point, about 35. Most of the teams in the NCAA tournament don't need to be in there. Tech and Arkansas, your thoughts on that one? Is this a coaching matchup, players matchup, coaching matchup? We had the coaching matchup in the previous round, I guess, and how that played out. And I get it. That was a storyline. Pretty cool. One dude coaching in really, it was a jacket made out of a tablecloth from Pizza Hut in 1978. But what are we going to do? Your thoughts on the game? Deeper dive tomorrow. We will be live tomorrow. Probably not tomorrow night unless something really weird happens. What if Wednesday? What if the NIL didn't exist? What if the transfer portal didn't exist as it does today? Would Tech be better off or worse off? Would you like college sports more or less? You tell me why. Robert, who's chimed in early, he doesn't like it. Why didn't he like it? Doesn't like it. Not exactly completely sure why he doesn't like it, but he doesn't like it. Okay, that's fair. You don't have to like it. Alan, NIT champion this season would beat UT and OU and other bubble teams. Yeah. The Wendy is on YouTube. Did you give us a thumbs up? Did you share it? Did you invite people in, Wendy? Did you do it? Did you do it? Did you do it? I hope you did it. I hope you did it. Lady Raiders on their way to the Mega Bowl. I have no idea what that means. Somebody help me out. Is that something there in Florida? Is there a Mega Bowl there? Joseph, it's not like we can't win without Chavez. She would help, but I see Tech building a team-oriented culture. Well, you can build a team with Chavez, without Chavez, all that stuff. I mean, no, but can you win without Aaliyah Chavez? Yeah, you can. Obviously, you can do it. And she's a great player. Make no mistake about it. And I feel for her that you're sitting here in your hometown and the team has struggled. Your hometown school team has struggled. She didn't have any innate loyalty to Texas Tech that I know of or understand. She needs to go where she wants to go. And, she talked about that in the AJ yesterday, today. Maybe you saw it, the offense and everything. Go do your thing. People don't need to get all bent about it, though, either way. That it's a condemnation of the program or anything else for Tech or whatever. Just, yeah, let her go play. Raider 92, not sure my heart can handle a close game tomorrow. You're going to have a close game, in my estimation. It's going to be really fascinating to see Texas Tech if they can go inside. This is a good Arkansas team inside. We told you when the brackets came out against Wilmington, they can't defend outside. You're going to shoot a lot of threes. We didn't think they were going to shoot that many, but that's your game to shoot the threes. Then you flip it around. Obviously, against Drake, you hammer it in. You need to be somewhere in between. You got to challenge inside a little bit, but they're really good inside and they can rebound the ball. They're not going to defend you as well, I think, out on the perimeter, but you can't abandon Toppin the way you did against Wilmington. And they double deemed him and they took it away. But you still got to do some things, in my opinion, even if he's uncomfortable. Go up, try to get some fouls, attack the basket. Somewhere around, not going to get 50 points in the paint, but give me 25, 28 points in the paint. Shoot about 38, 40% long range, which means not shooting more than, in my opinion, 20, 21 right in through their three-pointers. And I think you want to control the pace tomorrow. Arkansas doesn't mind speeding you up. Is that going to be good or bad for Tech? You tell us. It's going to be a close game. I do like Tech carrying the 5.5. 7.5 now, that's a different conversation. What do you mean, man? That's only like a couple of points. Yeah, it's a couple of points. I'm glad no matter what, this is the last 9 o'clock game of the season. Amen. Yeah. Really? Had to be 9 o'clock again. Alan, back in on our YouTube channel. I stopped caring about OU hoops when Stacey Dales graduated. Did you have a little crush on the Canadian Stacey Dales? So Stacey Dales, real quick story. Stacey Dales, All-American, helps OU get to a Final Four. So I'm old enough to remember in the mid 90s when Marcia Sharp and other admins and coaches are at the Final Four trying to save OU basketball. They were going to kill it. They were going to kill the program. They were going to get rid of it. And people are wearing Save OU buttons at the Final Four. So OU relents and they hire a little known high school coach who'd had great success at Norman High School by the name of Sherry Cole. So Sherry Cole takes the job there in the this 96, 97, right in through there, right around the beginning of the Big 12. The assistant coaches are at some sort of Nike camp. Let's say it's a Nike camp or a Blue Star camp in the summer, and all these prospects are playing. And one of the prospects is Stacey Dales. Now she's out of Canada, Canadian as it might be. So you've got all these Big 12 coaches, assistant coaches, and everything, and they're like, "Hey, you know, she can't play for us, but she might be able to help y'all. We're already signed up. We've got our class. We looked at her. I don't think she can help our program." And telling the OU coaches, "Hey, you might want to take a look at this kid, this lanky, skinny. We don't know if she's a guard or a forward or whatever, and you might have to take a look at her. She might help you." Yeah. Around the same time, and this one hurts still. Felicia Whaley out of Slayton. Same thing. Texas Tech, everybody else got their classes signed. She comes on strong, and they're like telling Oklahoma, "Hey, we've already signed our class. We got our kids. Yeah, take a look at her. She might be able to help." Freaking handed Oklahoma two of their better players that revived the program, that made it survive. So Stacey Dales goes down there to Oklahoma, becomes a legend, and really nice, really cool. One of my favorite people. I have not visited with her probably in person in maybe 10 years, probably since the last year I did Lady Raider basketball. But I'm thinking Alan's comment implies to me that a young Alan Corbin, perhaps was smitten by the blonde Canadian playing there. Speaking of West Texas kids who went elsewhere, did Tech ever have a chance at wide receiver Roy Williams at a permit? No. There's no law that says Chavez can't come back to the hub if she isn't happy in Norman. Tech beats Arkansas by 5. That's Joe. As I said, the greatest player in Texas Tech basketball history didn't sign with Tech out of high school, did she? And if anybody's wondering, it wasn't a monetary decision purely. And by that, I mean everything Oklahoma could offer, Texas Tech could offer monetarily from an NIL standpoint and otherwise. There might be some other financial considerations, either Nike and other things, but I don't want anybody walking around saying Tech can afford her, Tech wasn't going to pay her, Tech wasn't going to give her that. No, that's bullshit, and that's not true. All right? That's not true. And there were those that told me a long time ago it was always going to be a Nike school, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess we'll see. Smitten with her looks and game. Smitten, what a great word. We don't use smitten nearly enough. All right, what do you got for me tonight? What if Wednesday? What if NIL didn't exist? What if transfer portal didn't exist? How different would the college landscape be for you as a fan? We've had Robert adamant that he hates it, doesn't like it, against it. We've had most people say, hey, it's better for Tech. You like it for Tech? You tell me. Tech, Arkansas, thoughts on that? Texas Tech baseball in the time we have. And I will go as long as you guys are firing away good questions and comments there on the United Supermarkets chat line. Thanks to United Supermarkets at Market Street. They support Texas Tech like you can't believe, and the entire South Plains. That's why we're proud to have them here in Raiderland. So jump in there. Also by the Reserve, a culinary tavern, 103rd and Quaker. If you're looking for a place to watch the game tonight, tomorrow night, tonight, I guess you could go tonight, but they will make you leave. They're weird about that. Trust me. You got to go home. And by McAlpin Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of Raiderland, man. So we got so many great sponsors. The best thing you can do for us is share this on all of your social media platforms. Sign up for all of our platforms, whether you're watching on YouTube, whether you are watching on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media or Facebook. Cross-pollinate. Go subscribe, then share that, put it out there. We appreciate that. Something I wanted to get to. Nope, I don't have it down there, so I'm going to figure it wasn't that big a deal. The biggest thing today, if you want to know the latest out of San Francisco, Chance McMillan says he wants to play. Well, yeah. Was on the court in the open practice. And that's what you do the day before the game. They have a big open practice, and you go out there and you kind of hang around and shoot around and everything. You don't do anything because you can come back tomorrow for a shoot around. It's closed, and they provide another arena that you can work out at and do your real practice and put your game plan in. So don't feel like, oh my gosh, they had to do an open practice and Arkansas can see what you're going to do. No, it doesn't work that way. But McMillan was out there. He was shooting. I still don't think he's anywhere near making an impact on this game against Arkansas. Would love to see him play. I still don't think we're going to see that happen tomorrow night. And they did admit that it is an oblique, which that means to me rotation defense is the bigger issue. Being able to move and defend and turn. It's one thing to go out there and knock down a jumper with nobody around you. It's a totally another thing to go out there and play defense against Arkansas. I don't see it happening. And the market, I think, has priced it in. That's part of the reason why I think we went from a 7-7 or 7-5 to a 5-5. I won't be shocked if this thing goes off flat 5 tomorrow. Because people are going to look around. People are going to wake up tomorrow. The sharps move the number early. The public moves the number kind of late. And people tomorrow, it's a late game, and they're going to go, ah, man, God, look at that coach there at Arkansas and Tech, and, you know, what are we – could go off 5. If it gets to 5, my advice to people would be taking a fiduciary interest in the game. I would feel very comfortable at 5. If it got to 4.5, you know. There you go. All right, one more before we get out of here as far as the comments coming in. Needs to play against Florida or Maryland to win the West. And I agree that if you want to have any chance against those people, particularly Florida, you got to have them. And the quick turnaround and playing on a Thursday to a Saturday, and it would be a quick turnaround too because it'd be earlier in the day on Saturday. We'll see. All right. We'll see what plays out. And then, okay, off the top rope, late with time expiring, we just get gamesmanship. Gamesmanship out of David Collier, KMIC28 sports director. Gamesmanship. Yeah. You put him out there. You put him in media. You have him shoot a couple of jump shots. Say, don't look like it hurts, like you're going to piss yourself every time you jump. That's bad. And there you go. So this is the kind of information we provide you here in Raiderland that you don't get anywhere else. Right there. That one word means a lot to the marketplace. For those who are understanding the marketplace and understanding what he knows and what he does and how he operates, that you just got wisdom in the marketplace, in the waning moments of a Wednesday night broadcast, right there. Gamesmanship. File it away. All right, we got to get out of here. We will archive this, theraiderland.com. We're about to go make some horrible food choices tonight. Can't wait to see what horrible food choices I make tonight. I don't really care. You know, it's March Madness. You know, it's going to be good. theraiderland.com. Follow us on Twitter at Ryan Hyatt Media. Subscribe on YouTube, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, and on Facebook, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland Facebook page. Don't cost nothing. All of them are all good. All got different stuff, cool things. I got to hit a button here and call it a night. But you guys do your part. Grow Raiderland like you've never grown it before.